Okay, we're going to talk to you today about three very important words. Very simple words, but very, very important. We're going to talk to you about top, bottom, and middle. So there are many phrases in English using top, bottom, and middle. So we say, for example, hey, can you top that? Can you beat that? Can you do better than that? Can you top that? Or when we make a mistake, for example, we're at a concert rehearsing, or we're rehearsing a play, or rehearsing anything, and we make a mistake, the director will come in and say, hey, let's start all over again. And he will say, let's take it from the top. Take it from the top. If you're really the number one in your company, we say you're the top dog. Top dog is number one in the company. You are the top dog. You can also be the top dog in your department. Or another way to say it is top gun. You're the top gun. We also say you are the top of the pile. Top of the pile. Or top of the heap. Top of the pile or top of the heap means the same thing. You're still a top gun. You're still number one. You're at the top of your game. You're the one who people look up to. When you hear a radio announcer say, top of the hour, it means it's around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. It's the beginning of the hour, the top of the hour. When you hear managers talk about top down, what does top down mean? Top down means the management style is top down. So the orders come from the boss, he goes down to the supervisor, goes down to you. Or it might go down from maybe the chief executive, down to the vice president, down to the managers, and then finally down to you. So that we call top-down management. And all the decisions are generally made at the top, not at the bottom. On the other hand, top-up is a very useful word, particularly in these days when we have digital everything. So we top up our phone card. We top up our credit card. We top up our ATM. So we add money to something, we top it up. While we're on the subject of up, very useful word that you sometimes hear is, you say someone is very uppity. Uppity. What does uppity mean? When someone is very uppity, they're kind of like snobbish. They kind of look down on people. They're very uppity. They think, oh, I am too good for that. So that's very uppity. So now we want to take you from top to bottom. What's top to bottom? When you have done something, particularly maybe something wrong in your organization, the supervisor will come in and say something like, we are going to have an inspection, top to bottom. Very thorough. So when something is very thorough, they look at it from top to bottom. So now that we've gotten to bottom, let's talk about bottom. When we say bottoms up in English, it means have a drink. Bottoms up. So you see the bottom of the cup, bottoms up. So have a drink, bottoms up. When you go to a bar or a lounge and you have a drink, someone will say bottoms up. And you're expected to drink the whole drink in one go. Bottoms up. We do have a thing called bottom-up management. This is the opposite of top-down. So bottom-up management means they try to listen to the people at the bottom, give their suggestions, and it moves all the way up to the chief executive. That's bottom-up management. They try to have as many opinions from as many levels as possible so they get a better picture of what to do. When you hit rock bottom, you're at the very, very bottom. In other words, if you're in a company and they're not making money, and the boss comes in and says, well, we finally hit rock bottom. We are really low. We're not making money at all. The good thing about being at rock bottom, you got nowhere else to go but up. So when you hit rock bottom, be grateful that you're at rock bottom, because now there's only one place to go, and that is up. When we say bottom out of the market, means if you're buying stocks or bonds, this is as low as it gets. So you've bottomed out the market. When you bottom out of the market, you should buy. Don't sell. When it's bottomed at the market, you buy. Another term very related to this If you're familiar with companies, they buy big companies buy small companies. Big fish buy little fish. And so very, very interestingly, when a company is looking for a company that's not profitable, they look for a really unprofitable company that they think they can change, that they can turn around. They call that bottom fishing. Bottom fishing. They're looking for a company that's really hit rock bottom that they think they can take over and then fix it up. And that's called bottom fishing. When you bet your bottom dollar, you are very sure of something. You're willing to give your last dollar. You're so sure that you're right, that you will bet your bottom dollar. When someone says, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, it means they're being very sincere. They really mean it from the bottom of my heart. When we say we get to the bottom of something, it means it's like an investigation. We want to find out the truth. We want to know what really happened. We want to get to the bottom of something. Now, earlier we said if you're at the top, you're the top gun. But if you're at the bottom of the ladder, the lowest rung, you're like just starting your career up the corporate ladder. Bottom of the ladder. Or bottom of the food chain. Or the last man on the totem pole. So let's come to the middle. Now we're in the middle. In the middle. So we have middle management. And it's been nicknamed muddle management. Muddle management. M-U-D-D-L-E. Muddle management. Because they said they just muddle around. They don't make any decisions. These kind of, they waffle a little bit. They talk a little bit. But they really don't want to make a decision. So it kind of gets messy. It's called muddle management. Middle management is muddle management. When we say something is smack dab in the middle, smack dab in the middle, it's right in the center. Smack dab in the middle. When something is the middle of the road, it's neither good or bad. It's just kind of okay. So there's kinds of music that's called middle of the road. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. It's called middle of the road, or sometimes you'll see it written as M-O-R music, middle of the road. When you get lost, we can say that you're in the middle of nowhere. The middle of nowhere. You're lost. You're in the middle of nowhere. And if you're really stuck with a very serious problem, we say that you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's worse than being in the middle. Being stuck between a rock and a hard place. And you don't want to be there. You want to be either at the top or at the bottom. Being in the middle is the least fun of all. So there you have it today. Words and expressions with top, bottom, and middle.